All right, welcome back to another video. So in this video, I'll be basically going over the Algo Pro indicator. So just to begin, so if you go to the website algopro.us, original is $80. You save 60%, only $30 if you choose to do it the monthly. So you can test it out if it's something that you actually do like. And if you like it, you can always purchase the lifetime access, which is only $150 from the original price of $949. So for me, I just went ahead and purchased the lifetime access because it's actually really cheap. So other than that, you do get access to their Discord. Their Discord has over 20,000 members, and you do get access to a lot of channels, including this user profits on channel as well. So this indicator comes with the AlgoPro Evo X, which is a strategy, market matrix, quant flow, a strategy, quant X, the reversal suite, the scalper bot version 3 strategy, then the smart money concepts, as well as the support and resistance, then the V 1.2, 1.3, 1.4, and its strategy version 1.5 and V3 oscillator. So you're getting about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 indicators. And then there's 1, 2, 3, 4 strategies, all for $150. That is actually a really good deal. I would probably take it. But obviously, if you're still skeptical about it, just do this one. It's only $30. And if you like it, then just purchase the lifetime access. But in this suite, I only use the Algo Pro V1.4 bot, which is the strategy version of this one. So let's add this to the chart. And then after that, we're gonna actually change a couple of settings around. So settings tab, properties, you wanna change this to quantity and change this to 1. This means I'm taking one contract of NQ. I'm trading futures, so I'm only gonna be using this as an example. So means I'm taking one contract. If I change this to 5, it means I'm taking 5 contracts. But this, I'm just saying one contract. I usually have these two checked. They don't really do anything. It's not letting me check. That's weird. On bar close, I actually like to leave this on check because it, I'll explain later. It just fills earlier, but I'll explain why later. Style tab, the only thing I change, I don't need this extra data, so I like to leave this unchecked. I just wanted to show the indicator only. And then I don't need these buy and sell signals. I'll tell you why later. So I remove them. Bar color. If you see green, it means we're in a strong upward trend. If you see red, it means we're in a strong downward trend. Oh, what's happening? Okay. And non-color, like grayish, it means we're basically ranging. So I like to actually turn that off so I can have the real candlestick colors. That's all I do with the style. Visibility, you leave it as is. Property, that's the only thing I mentioned. I like to leave these two checked. They don't really do anything. On bar close, I'll tell you why later. Inputs. So for this strategy, if you use the base mode, it's actually going to take the signals of the Algo Pro V1.4 indicator only. So it's going to ignore everything else in this settings, right? And so the bot mode actually optimizes all the features of the strategy version. And I feel like the bot mode actually does give better profit margin. Um, so I like to keep the bot mode on. It gives more better signals. It does come with presets. I like to keep this on manual, but you can change it to like NQ 15-minute time frame. All the settings would be adjusted for you, so you don't really have to change anything else because it's presets. So you can select whatever you want, and then that's all you have to do. But for me, I don't select any of those. I just keep it as manual. Make sure enable long and short is on. I like to keep this on check. The sensitivity, I changed this to a 3. Precision, I changed this to a 10. Same thing with shorts, I changed this to a 3. Precision, I changed this to a 10. For the take profit system, I like to change this to a 3 on both. And for the stop loss system, I changed this to a 2 because I want my winning trades to be more than my losing trades. And you can also change this to a 1 as well if you want a like lower drawdown. That also works just as fine, but I usually just keep it as a 2. Enable trailing stop loss, I keep this check, both 1. Then that's all I do. I leave everything as is and hit OK. And also I use the Renko's traditional box size 5 on 1 second. You do need the premium plan for the Renko's. So Renko's is not a widely used strategy. It's mainly used for scalping. So having a box size of 5, it basically ignores time completely. It only measures price movement. So when I have a box size of 5, means it has to move 5 points in that direction for a green box to print, right? And then it has to move another 5 points for another box to print. If it moves 5 points in the opposite direction, it's going to print a red box. So every box represents 5 points. And since we're trading NQ, we know NQ is $20 per point. So basic math, so every box represents $100. So for example, this long trade, I entered, let's say at this point, oops, so yeah. So this is my entry point. I entered at this point. So I gained 100, 200, 300, and $400. So my exit point is right there where this arrow is. So one, two, three, $400 in profit. And don't rely on this backtester in terms of using Renko's. And you cannot backtest Renko's, same with Hike and Ashi. Okay. And if you look back at the previous data from yesterday or from last week, it's not going to be accurate. Okay. Because Renko's are useless if it's been more than 24 hours. So you cannot rely on the historical data from like last week or last month. It's not going to be accurate. The best way is to forward test Renko's on a demo account just to test your strategy. But I'm just scrolling back just to show you how it works. So it took a long trade, exited. It takes another long trade, exited again, and took another long trade and it exited again. Okay. And also this table, I actually do not need to see this table. It's not actually relevant because I do automate this, so there's no point in having this table on. So I do actually uncheck that. And I remove these buy and sell signals mainly because of long just means buy. And then obviously shorts just means to sell. So what's the point of having both buy and sell and long and short on the on the chart at the same time? Okay. So that's basically my settings I use. And if you want to change the box size, you just right click, go to settings, Make sure source is closed. Box size assignment method. I keep this as traditional, and then you can change the box size to whatever you want. I keep it as 5 though. And 1 second, it basically means it checks on price every 1 second, making it more reliable and more accurate. But I would not do no more than 5 seconds. I highly recommend always keeping Renkos at 1 second. And let me show you a real case study I did. So I applied this to a top step Project X eval account last week, or yeah, I think it was last week. So on December 18, it got me over 1,000. Day number one, day number two, it got me over 1,000. Then day number three, almost just under 1,000, and I passed my eval account in 3 days. 100% passively. And here's the screenshot for the breakdown. You can actually pause this video so you can actually see the data behind it. So now the screenshot account pass, activate express funded account. You can also pause this if you want to see the data. And this is just examples of some trades that actually took. So because of trading view delays and slippage, you can actually have really bad slippage. Like this trade, I lost over $600. This one was I because of slippage and delays. This trade only got me $90. But you can get some really nice trades. Like this trade took me 450 to 25 for 65. So you can actually pause this video and actually check. So see, it did got me a 50K express funded account. I do actually have this on another eval account I'm testing on as well. So on December 22 was really bad. I lost almost $1,000 in drawdown. So if you look closely, I got the first winning trade 330, lost 185. This was a really bad trade, negative 1,000. The main reason why it's basically the main reason for this drawdown. This was by far the worst one. Then 45, then picked back up again. And then, so yeah, it was like this basically from morning to end of session. But at least next day, it actually hit my take profit of $8,000. So it basically got me into break even, but I'm up in the week still just $75. So this is still ongoing. And actually, this is actually a real example of this. This is actually the exact same trade. So if you see, this was actually on December 23, Tuesday. And if you look, it says December 23 at 6:30, which is the exact same, December 23 at 6:30. So actually, this was actually this exact same trade. So see, $400 first winning trade, second trade back to back got me 345. Then my next trade got me 335. So I took 3 winning trades all straight, and they already hit my $1,000. And I keep my daily profit limit to $1,000 or 1080, so it can pass in 3 days. Personal daily loss limit, I may keep this at 1,200 or 1,800. I usually keep this trading on 1NQ just to pass my eval faster. But let's say we're trading on M and Q, for example. Um, for with M and Q, I like to actually do 3 contracts, but no more than 5. So you see how the number changes from +1 to +3. But you see, if you leave this TP, it's taking 50% off from TP 1, 2, 3, and 4. So you see it took 3, then it took 1 off, 1 off, 1 off again. So if you change the properties to like 5, then it took 5, then it took 2 off on TP1, then it took 1 off on TP2, then it took 1 off on TP3, and so forth. So you can actually experiment with this, or TP1 precision percentage, you can actually change this to 100. So what it does is that it just takes 5 and then just exits 5. So you're basically entering with 5 contracts and exiting 5 contracts, then entering 5 contracts again, then exiting another 5 contracts, and so forth. So that's one way to do it. And I'm testing this on a demo account right now with 3 contracts of MNQ, for example. And so far, it actually got me like almost $1,000 on December 23. And this was actually the entire New York session from 6:30. But I do live in California, so I base everything on the PST. So 6:30 a.m. PST is basically the same thing as 9:30 a.m. EST. So 6:30 to 2 p.m. PST is basically New York session for California, just California's time. So, anyways, so yeah, December 23, it ran from 6:30 to 2 p.m. PST. Over $1,000, no take profit, no stop loss limit. This is with 3 M and Q. But on December 24, which is actually Christmas Eve, I was actually down like negative $300-400. Then it got me back up again. Then I decided just to turn it off like at 1 p.m. Just 1 hour before the market closed. So in so I ended up with negative $69. So I'm still up $900 for the week with 3 contracts of M and Q. But I'm still testing this out on a demo account because I'm probably gonna be using M and Q on a funded account on trading 3 contracts. I'm not sure what should my stop loss or take profit limit be for this one. But you can actually pause this video and actually take a look at some of the trades it took. But other than that, that's probably all I'm gonna mention in this video. You can obviously I am actually automating this strategy. You can always check out my other 2 videos I did on my YouTube channel. I think the last one I did, it basically talks on how you actually automate strategy. But if you find this video helpful, just leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next video. And FYI, I will be doing case studies, so I'll be basically showing eval account as well as funded account using Algo Pro. Just the strategy, just for now, just for the meantime. So I will be doing case studies or documenting it through YouTube videos, and then I'll also be doing eval in funded accounts with the Swift Algo. So if you want to see those videos, so just hit that like and subscribe and stay tuned and catch you guys in the next video. Peace.